Hey, it is 7 o'clock on Thursday night. Boogie with the Bull Thursday Night Live is on the air. Come join us on the David Logan profile in the live chat. Go to the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel and join us in the live chat over there. Share the broadcast if you're watching it. And let's see, Stephen Tolliver is with us. William Rayfield is supposed to join us. Michael Anthony was going to drop by if he could. Jerry Michaels will drop by if he can. Nikki Young was invited, and Jen Woodruff was invited, but I honestly don't know if she will be with us tonight or not. I didn't get a chance to see if she took the link. But anyway, we're here, you're here, and it's business as usual. We're going to tell you what you should think about and get you thinking tonight, but you have to make your own decisions for yourself. So I'm going to turn it over to Stephen for a moment and let him present his testimony, for lack of calling it any better. Stephen?
Well, first off, I really hope Jen joins. She sent me a mission statement like I asked her to.
Good.
And it's going to be very useful when I meet with the sponsors that we're trying to hook up. I never underestimate any person's ability or talent. I always look at it as face value and expect to be impressed. For some reason, in Jen's case, when I asked her to send me over a mission statement that I can present to my pillow, Mike Lindell, owner and CEO, and a few other sponsors I'm going to be meeting with, I expected to be impressed. And I got exactly that and then some.
Good.
She is one talented.
She is very talented.
Okay.
Very talented. Let's see. We met shortly after I came on. She was a member of Americans for Free Speech, which Eric Leon Barton started when we were starting groups together. We made her an admin. I brought her in as an admin to all the other groups we've had here over the years. Very glad she joined us on Boogie with the Bull broadcasts over the years. And I keep telling her the same thing everybody else tells her. She needs to do her own broadcast. And not anything rude because of all the other people that she's with, not taking her away from all of them. But she finds so much information, so detailed information, that she could easily inform and entertain you for 2.5 hours on her own if she wanted to go that long.
Right.
Yep.
And I'll be quite honest with you. Now, I've had my own shows. I've had my own group pages. And Jen has invited me to a few. You've invited me to a few, all of which I've joined.
Yep.
But I feel like I'm cheating those groups because I don't ever post anything.
So,
and I'll be quite honest with you, Dave. I do a lot of deep digs.
Yeah.
And I'm being selfish with them. My whole team does deep digs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm being selfish, and I'm admitting this character flaw, that I don't share them out to the world like they should be.
Yeah.
And I thank you and Jen for inviting me to these groups. I thank you and everyone in these groups for posting what you post. Um, so I sat down. I just got home just a little bit ago, but I sat down today in my office and I was thinking about this very hard. Do I leave the groups because I have not contributed to them? I only get to take away from them from everybody's posts, or do I start giving back and start sharing all these facts and deep digs, the knowledge that we have acquired through these deep digs? And I'm wrestling with my selfishness of it, and that is a character flaw that I despise in myself because I do not like being selfish.
I learned as an admin over the years doing it, you have two kinds of members. You have members who will read everything, comment on most things, be involved, but they don't post. Or you have people who post and post as often as they can, and we just kind of do. My philosophy is we just want to aim for people that are interested. We put together a news feed in I think 9 groups right now every day, and I just hope people read them. Then I hope that stimulates people to post. You don't want to get me started on the Boogie with the Bull page, because after 7 years in this incarnation, since they took it from a classic Facebook page and made it a Facebook for Business page with Meta Business Suite, they've informed me that they're going to shut it down sometime in December.
Okay.
And I talked to a bunch of people in the last 2 days involved with it. There's almost 1,700 members in it. It hasn't changed in 15 years. And most agree it's just for that group, it's just time to let that group go.
Right.
But
well, here's my deal. Okay. I spend 16 to 18, sometimes 20 hours a day working. I run several businesses. I own several businesses. And I still take the time to be in touch with my team daily. Okay. And this is what I have to get over. Okay. Now we have a certain demographic that we share this information to. But here's the thing. This information that we share out from our deep digs belongs to every American person. Belongs to everyone. Okay? My team, which numbers in the hundreds, okay, we're coast to coast, border to border. They research. I shouldn't even say we, okay, because I do some, but they do the most of it, and my hat goes off to these people. They research every House bill that is being introduced into the House floor, into the Senate floor, state bills at state capitals that are being introduced, and these people. They will read thousands of pages of bills and pick it apart and point out the real reason why the bill was authored, why the real bill was introduced and sponsored, that is detrimental to the American people or the people in your home state.
I just want to interrupt for half a second. I want to bring Jerry Michaels from the American Rebellion. Everybody knows is on the panel tonight. Glad to see you here, Jerry, and jump in anytime.
So, hi, Jerry. How you doing?
I'm sorry I cut you off, but that's what I do.
So my team of people, when Congress was reading the 4,000 some odd pages of the Affordable Health Care Act, they picked it apart. They found every flaw in the Affordable Health Care Act. They read every page. They contacted representatives, they contacted pages, they contacted staff members, and they asked the pertinent questions. And we shared that out. Okay. But in the past 4 years, as you know, my legal endeavors here with the federal government, uh, I've backed away from that. But here's the deal now. I belong to so many different groups. American Rebellion, Boogie with the Bull, and 9 of your groups, and about 35 to 40 other groups through Facebook. I need to be sharing this information with the American people so they can call their representatives, email them, do whatever they have to do to fight against these bills that are aimed and designed to take away our constitutional God-given rights.
You must have been reading my mind before I kicked on the broadcast tonight, because that's what I was thinking about. It's time. The central thing that needs to be in my broadcast, I think in Jerry's broadcasts, and yours if you ever do them again, and Michael Anthony's, William Rayfield's, is telling people it's time. If you're not awake yet, I've even said to people, if you're not awake yet, forget about it. Just do me a favor and stay asleep, because it'll take so long to get you caught up to date that it would just be easier to let the people who are awake and want to fight the battle battle for you. And I hate to say that. I hate to say that to people.
Well, here's the thing. We need to refrain from the sayings of awake. Okay? Because a lot of people, when you say, have you awakened yet? To this and that and whatever, they associate it with the woke movement,
right,
which is highly liberal. So what me and some many other people on my team and patriots across the world were saying, are you enlightened yet? Have you become an indigo mind? Okay. I was told by my grandfather when I was just 5 years old, he says, you're an indigo child. You see things people don't see. You read between the lines, above the line, and below the line. Okay? So our new motto is, are you awakened yet? Have you become an indigo child? And I want to say hello to Jolene. I want to say hello to Larry. Everybody watching and commenting, welcome to the show. And now, Jerry, please enlighten us.
Enlighten us, Jerry. I know you came to share your wisdom with us.
Well, what I'm about to say is Michael Anthony's fault, but I read the UN's Agenda 2030, and I have good news and bad news. I read every word.
Thing you ever read. Yep.
And the good news is they have failed on every single thing in that agenda. They have failed spectacularly. Now, here's the bad news, though. Behind the scenes skullduggery, behind those words that I read, they're kicking our ass and we should all be depressed. So, this is one of those times with the good news and the bad news should make us all lay in the fetal position and wonder where we went wrong in life. Because but I gotta go on state. Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, yeah.
Angie, you're exempt. You're exempt
Enlighten
from joining
somebody.
us
I
because
can't enlighten
she's
anybody.
out. She's out with a lot of
Yeah,
things. So yeah, but I appreciate that you
yeah, I
did
know.
tune in, Angie.
I I can't enlighten anybody. I The more I look at this, the more I think we're too late. I mean, Kennedy had the right idea to go, on a silver standard. He tried to go on a silver standard, and everything. But you saw what happened to him. So, and the Rothschilds, they sound like a real fun bunch for centuries now. And going strong, I might add, in
Talk
the
about a group
modern day
that's
here.
only in it for. Talk about a group that's only in it for the money.
Literally, yeah.
Well,
Literally.
it's not.
And armor.
It's not.
Only in it for the money.
It's not just the money.
Yeah.
It's the power, the control.
Yeah.
The
Well, they got it.
Rockefellers.
I think. I don't know. I don't see anything short of a war stopping any of this. I really don't.
Okay.
And I don't say that flippantly or sarcastically. I say that sadly. I really do, because nothing good will come from that either. But
we're not.
And we'll all probably die.
We're not too late. We're late, but we're not too late.
Well, I'd love for somebody to explain that to me, because everything I see is way out of our hands. We used to, at one point, probably before we were born, but had the power to vote people in and out. And I keep hearing everybody screaming about term limits, but we were the term limits until they figured out how to,
we'll ever see term limits. We'll never see term
limits
with the people in. We are. You're right. We are. But I mean, the people that are sitting in the Senate and in the House that have to pass the bills and get a bill up to a president's desk. I keep saying, you cannot expect those people to ever pass term limits, because their term limit was the death of Dianne Feinstein. Their term limit will be the death of McConnell. Their death will be the death of Pelosi. And I'm sure there's Republicans on our side too. But I mean, that's what I think they mean when they say term limits. We're going to be here until we die, and that's just the way we set it up. And they take the vote away from us, they cheat the vote from us, and I mean, I don't understand why we don't just go in there with guns one day, take the whole Congress into custody and ship them off to Gitmo and do something, start again. But of course, no one's going to do that, and it's going to be a big nasty war if they try. But go ahead, Jerry.
I don't know, Dave. The more I read, I don't see how we're going to fix it. I really don't.
Yeah.
Because we could all dream about, everybody in the House suddenly dropping dead and the Senate dropping dead, and, Joe Biden just wandering off to an ice cream stop. We could dream about that, but it's not going to happen. And voting, I have no faith in voting. whatsoever anymore. And that's coming from a guy that when Trump was running the first time, I was all about voting.
Yep.
And when he won, I was all about, I told you, it works if you get off your ass and leave the couch for 5 minutes, put the ice cream down, and turn off the TV and go vote. But then 2020 came along, and I mean, we were doing a show that night, and there wasn't, I think, 4 or 5 people said almost at the exact same time that something's wrong. And it turned out that the Democrats and God knows who else cheated him out of the election. And ever since, they've been trying to either put him in jail or get him off the ballot or, whatever. And chances are, from what I'm seeing, he'll probably win the court cases, maybe. And if he does, he'll be on the ballot. And he's so far ahead of everybody else that it's ridiculous. So, he'll be the nominee. But I don't understand why everybody thinks he's going to win when they stole it from him the last damn time.
Yeah. I mean,
I
I've
don't
said it
get that.
before, they told us what they were going to do, when they were going to do it, how they were going to do it, and then they went and did it right in front of us. And
Yeah,
so
well,
part of my brain
another thing
is
is,
like you, that just says, I don't know if we can win. But go ahead, Jerry.
well, another thing is, one guy is not going to fix all this. He might be able to fix a lot of stuff in 4 years, but most of it is going to be done through executive order, which will be thrown in the garbage the day after he gets out of office. You know, um, I mean, we got laws on the books now that, like, from what I'm understanding, Muslims aren't even supposed to be in the government. They are. Okay. I mean, it is unreal. Some of the laws that were made keep this country safe, and for good reason, that we just ignore. And they keep telling we need comprehensive immigration reform. Well, how about we do this? Let's just start following the laws we have now, maybe, because in the old days they worked. A certain amount of
Yeah.
people from each country could come here. You come here through the Ellis Island or wherever else, and you sign up and you start to learn English, and you go to class to learn about America and so on and so forth. And you take your test and you become an American. And I personally don't have any problem with that.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty close to how we all got here. Even though the Pilgrims got here, there wasn't really any immigration law. And the Indians are still kicking themselves in the ass about that. But I think, I don't know, every facet of American life is broken. And we have a guy that wants to be president again, and I'm going to vote for him because I remember the last time he was in and he did a lot of stuff. But the House and the Senate, most of the people in it hate him, and they're not going to pass anything good for America or anything bad, more importantly for them. So, and then we're going to have another 4 years. I'll guarantee you we'll give back the House to some or the Senate or both at the midterms. And then we got 2 more years of, whatever crap they can come up with. And that that really pisses me off because you want to know why everybody's going insane? It's all this political rhetoric. It's the people going nuts in the streets over the dumbest shit. It's all this comes from politics. Now we are so divided in this country again. I do not believe we. It's no wonder they don't want to do the Pledge of Allegiance anymore. I don't think we'll ever get back together. I mean, unless some major horrible, it always has to be horrible, thing happens where it brings the country back together and everybody just starts saying, you know what, this is screwed. Okay. I don't see what's going to happen. It's going to change anything.
It's going to take another attack on our own soil.
Well, yeah, like I said, horrible.
There was 3 attacks on American soil from foreign entities. Modern day time. Pearl Harbor was one. New York City, the World Trade Center bombing in '83 was the second.
Surprisingly enough, the same people.
Okay, so, and then 9/11. Those were acts of war, attacks. But the attack that's been going on to the American people has been going on since 1812 in our own government.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't know the date, but I know that's who we're fighting now. I got to tell you, Stephen.
Turn my mic off because the dogs are starting to bark.
Yep.
Do we ever get back to? I mean, for me, I'm 61. I know you're 73, Stephen. Jerry is 60. But do we ever get back to where America was America? I mean, I still think we are America. We just have brain-dead idiots who don't have any idea of what to do, and they're not listening to us, and they're too busy helping.
I'll tell you this. If some of the people I see on video end up in government before, and this will be before we all probably die, we're through. I mean, if we think this bunch is bad, the next bunch is going to be worse. But you know something? We have one enemy in this country. It ain't Russia. Hell, it ain't even the Middle East. Okay? It's not China. It's the United States government. That is our enemy. So no matter who attacks us, it's their fault, and we should be attacking them. Because they are screwing, even if people are out there too stupid to know it, they are screwing everybody at will and doing it happily while lying to our face, feeding us a line of garbage every chance they get.
It's all smoke and mirrors. They blow smoke up our ass and tell us it's for your own good. It's a colonoscopy. Get the hell out of here. I don't know anybody who enjoys a colonoscopy, but bottom line is
and they're not even giving us the good colonoscopy drugs. They're just bending us over and giving it to us straight. I'm sorry, that was weird.
Just put it right there.
I mean, when we sit here and we listen to any politician, I don't care who it is, whether it's local up to the federal government, and they're telling us how good something is for us, and this is going to help everybody, and blah, blah, blah. If the first question you ain't asking is how much of my taxes going up, the second question is how much money's going in your pocket for this, you're a damn fool. All right. The new and improved shot now for this crap. And guess what? We got another one, another one coming on in from China. Oh, look at this. It's an election year. Wow. What a coinky dink.
The other day, the head of the federal board education system sent out like a public notice saying, we're from the government and we're here to help. everybody, everybody remembers when Reagan said, when somebody in the government tells you, we're from the government, we're here to help, get rid of them. Don't trust them.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I was shocked. I saw the headline. And so I'm not just a headline type person. When I see a headline, I don't get on social media and say, duh, duh, duh. I read the whole story, the entire story. Not once, not twice, 3, maybe 4 times. Because there might be something I missed, or there might be something in between the lines that I need to know.
Well,
But,
that's just it, Stephen. Everything is between the lines.
Right.
Every damn,
right,
I don't care conservative, I don't care liberal. Every damn article is in between the lines.
right.
And I have gotten so good at deciphering this crap. The other day I was just like amazed. I read the article, but every single thing in it was like the opposite in my
Hmm.
head, and it made perfect sense. I was like,
Yep.
holy
Yep.
shit.
Yep. Exactly. And here's the thing. I read it. I read this story actually. This was yesterday. I read this story 5 times, and I told people on my team. Yeah. I called. Hey, Devin, read this. Tell me what you think. And I called other people. Yeah, read this story, and I shared it to them right to their emails. And I think I shared it with approximately 35 people. And this is where you know you're onto something good and you're doing the right thing. Out of the 35 people I shared it with, I received some responses back. One person out of 35 had a whole different take, but we all matched notes. 34 of us had the same, you know, outcome of what we saw in this story and what it really meant. One person out of 35, that's not bad.
Mhm.
Okay? And here's the thing, if anybody ever knocks on your door and says, we're from the government and we're here to help, they're a wolf in sheep's clothing because it's going to cost you. Look at what happened. COVID-19, 2 stimulus checks go out, and it's cost you. It has cost you 97.8% across the United States. Taxes went up. 100% across the board, every state, the economy went up. The cost of living increased 27.9% per quarter. It cost you to get that $1,800.
My
Anything the
biggest
government
fear
wants
is,
to give you, they're going to get back threefold easily in tax money of some sort.
yeah,
Maybe more. I don't know, but they're going to get the government doesn't give away nothing
no,
for free.
mm-mm,
They don't produce anything other than red tape, I guess, and that's not even real. It's just complicated crap. Okay, they produce nothing. They don't do their jobs. They're not even at their jobs most of the year. They're off
right,
campaigning and raising money. And we pay them what amounts to a bucket load of money for the little work they do. And then they turn around and break the law. Oh, look at this bill coming up. I need to invest in that, which is called, I believe, insider trading. And us regular folk
yep,
go to prison and they, throw the key away. But not them. Not them. So, you know what? If the guy comes to my door and says, "Hi, I'm from the government. I'm here to help," I said, "Hi, I'm Jerry from the dirt, and I'm gonna blow your brains out if you don't get the hell off my property in about 2 seconds." It's as simple as that. And I'm going to be holding a 12-gauge shotgun right in his face, and I'm going to say, "Have a nice day."
Yeah.
And, yeah, it sounds funny, but what it means is you don't listen.
Right.
You can listen, but you know, you're going to ask questions, and all of a sudden they're going to get a funny look on their face, like, "Oh, this guy ain't stupid, or that girl ain't stupid, or whatever," and they're going to walk away, and they're just going to do it to the neighbor. And if they get enough people to do it, you're going to end up paying for it anyway. Doesn't make any difference.
And the funny thing is about the grunts that the grunt levels they're going to send out to knock on the door. You can say something, and if you say the right thing to them in the middle of their spiel, you'll blow their mind. You'll knock them off their spiel, and they just, it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's all you got to do is do this, Dave. Just do this, Dave. Say, "How much is it going to cost me?"
Yeah.
And then they're going to try to tell you nothing. And then they're lying.
Yeah.
Jerry, you just gave me an idea for a T-shirt. Hello, government. My name is.
Yeah.
I'm from ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Tell me what to do, and I'll send you to hell with one round thrust.
Yeah.
But the sad thing about that is it's ashes to ashes, dust to dust. If we die, those of us that die in this civil war leave anything to our families are going to end up paying a big, huge death tax on it.
Well, here's the thing, and I've been telling you folks for years now. I've been telling you for years, look into what is called a private trust, okay? Guess what? A private trust, anything you hand down to your successor upon your demise is non-taxable. Not a living trust, not a will, a private trust. And anything you hand down to your successors, which could be one child or all your children, it's not taxable.
The only, and it's not rude to my sons in any way, but I'm more concerned that if I pass away with $50 trillion, I'm more concerned that my grandson, both grandsons now, and our one coming in May are going to be able to pay, because the one who's going to be born in May isn't even born yet, and he or she probably will never pay off their tax debt to the federal government, and their kids probably won't either.
Well, that's why I need to get back together with my my one team. When we were, you remember the shows, Jerry, Chris and I used to do, showing people how to exit out of the matrix, okay? How to become sovereign, how to create your private trust, how to keep from being taxed, and how to pass that on to your children, and how to do it for your children, grandchildren, and so forth.
Hey, Jerry. Not Jerry, Stephen. Oh, it's Christ. I misread it. It says Christ brings a sword. I misread it. I thought it was Chris, and I was going to go. I wonder if Chris is if Chris was watching. I really wish sometime we'd get Chris on a broadcast. Anytime he ever wants to come on, he's welcome. I mean,
he just sent me a friend request. He's back on Facebook under a different name. Well, same last name, but he sent me. I'm going to call him tomorrow and talk to him before I accept it, because I just don't.
Yeah.
I want to see where his mind's at.
I watched him religiously every morning. Sent it out to 150 groups while I was watching, and when he
cook his breakfast.
Mr. Brutally Honest.
Yes, Chris Logan.
Chris Logan, the Patriot Rancher. They're Mr. Brutally Honest. And
I liked his horse. His horse was cool. Yeah. I liked his horse. He had a girlfriend for a while. I don't know. She he left or something happened there, and I
They're
I
back
tuned back
together.
in after like a month or two. Oh, are
Yeah,
they?
they're back
Okay.
together.
Well,
Yeah,
there you go.
Donna is one hell of a woman. She is.
Donna.
It-
Well,
they were
I'll tell you
destined
right
to
now,
be
she
together.
has to be with you. I guarantee you, she has to be with him. I could just see he's pretty rough now. I can't imagine what he was like when he was young. So,
Well, here's the thing. She's like-minded. Yeah, they're two peas in a pod. They have their differences. Yeah,
yeah.
but they're two peas in a pod. I've had the great pleasure of knowing both of them, and they're back together. And
Well, that's cool.
he's one hell of a guy.
He is.
You know, he's your guys' age,
Well,
but
he's a he's like you just look at him and you could tell that he's a pretty I don't know how to describe it, but a guy maybe with integrity or something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, you're not going to knock him off what he believes,
right.
kind of thing. You know,
Yep.
and
Best of
he
all,
was
he's
always I
brutally
always
honest.
enjoyed it. Yeah, I always enjoyed watching him. Um, I don't know. It'd be great if what we did here was we were able to affect some kind of major change, and I don't know how to do that other than to just keep doing it. And we all have discussed this probably 100 times now. Just sometimes it feels like you're not doing anything, blah blah blah. But you kind of want to do something. I would like to do something for my country before I die that helps it go back into the correct direction. You know what I mean, Dave?
Yeah, and it's for me, it's the broadcast because as I was talking with Steven earlier, the groups just don't do it anymore. I mean, now I got 9 groups. I'm in
No, none of that
165
does.
others, and the 9 groups are so
Well, there's
under
your
attack
problem.
by Facebook for everything every day. Well, the 165 groups that I'm in feed a lot of good stuff into my 9 groups. Give me a lot of good groups to
I
place stuff in our groups. But the
I
bottom
don't have
line
that
is,
kind of time in my life. Yeah.
and it's starting to not be worth the time anymore. I mean, we've got one group that Facebook.
Well, no, you know what it is. Also, Dave, it's like, well, things progress. I mean, you can't stop that. But we have what we started with. You could make a video and upload it, and people like that. But there was still groups and pages and everything, and
Yeah,
people would go there and they would, talk with each other also. Then you
right.
have then the live videos came in, and then suddenly everybody starts, doing like, live videos, and people like us turned them into more or less shows. That's what we call them
Yep.
because that's what they are. They're opinion shows or whatever you want to call them. And then other people come and we try to. So I think it's easier for people to come on here and state their opinion or whatever they want to do. Call you an idiot. I get that all the time. Just ask Alan. But it's easier to do that than go to the groups and the pages. Now, like my page, hardly anybody ever. I think I'm the only one really that posts there. The American Rebellion group we have gets maybe 1 or 2 a day, and that's usually from Alan or somebody like that. But they're on every single live, just like you have people that come all the time. And I think that just progressed to that. I don't know. I could be
Well,
wrong.
it takes a
I'm wrong
long
7
time.
times a day. I need
No,
to keep up my average.
you're not wrong on it because I was talking with someone who watches every show, critiques most of them, mainly critiques me. Uh, And I finally said to this person today, after probably, I don't know, a couple of years of talking to this person every other day, the biggest problem is finding people who want to do the broadcast. I mean, I joke with people, and
Yes.
it's true. Tuesday and Thursday really became an extension of the American Rebellion, just because it was always the kind of broadcast I wanted to do, and the time slot was available, and so we kind of plugged into it. But it's hard to find people who want to come on
I got to
every
tell you
day.
something, though, Dave.
Yep.
I know 5 people that come on our show all the time in the comments that could do their own show
Oh
and be
yeah,
good at it. Right
I
off
wish
the
they'd
top of
come
my
on
head. And
this
there's
one.
more, I'm
Yeah,
sure. Right on the top of my head, I could tell you they could go and have their own show and do very, very well, because they know they're not fake people. It's simple as
no,
that. They're not fake people. That's the only advice I ever give anybody is don't be honest about your opinion and what you're saying, because if you try to cater to everybody, that is simply put not going to work, and
right.
that shows somehow.
Yeah,
And we were just talking about this Saturday. I think it was Wednesday after the show with Jen, because Jen is now a new co-host on the American Rebellion. So
yeah,
we were talking with her, and everybody that I know that does this or actually comes on screen, that's why I like hanging out with people. They're honest. At least they're honest about their opinion, and they're able to say, "Oh, okay, maybe you're right," or not be all pissy and calling everybody names because they don't agree with them. That kind of shit.
no. I
That's the
I
people I
tried
want to
hard when
surround
I
myself
first
with.
started doing this to give my opinion and try to
Hey,
bring
Robert.
people in who had an opinion that needed to get out. But you know,
It is
uh,
hard to get people on. It is, and we quit for a long time, and that's one of the reasons. Like, who's that damn hillbilly guy that he does really good videos? I can't remember his damn name. He's one of the Hatfield guys.
oh,
He's a
Mark
Hatfield
Hatfield.
guy
Yeah,
with
Mark
Whiskey.
Hatfield. Marcus
Yeah,
Hatfield. Well,
I've asked that guy
he's got so
15
many
times.
different accounts. Right now, he's on as Marcus Hatfield. But yeah, he's excellent.
No, okay. Well, I've asked that guy 10 times to come on, and I emailed him. I've written him on his actual page, or not emailed him, messaged him, and never an answer. I just wanted to do so. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Jolene, I just wanted you to know we really miss you. Hope you come back soon. I don't know what the problem is. If you need any help and we can help you, we'll be happy to do that.
Yeah.
And holy crap. Jerry Mathers, where the hell have you been? I have not seen you in years. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think he and I are friends, and I haven't seen him in the newsfeed or anywhere for a long time either. So Jerry, welcome.
Ranger up,
Yeah.
brother. Ranger
Ranger,
up.
Ranger up. See the link. See the link. We got a square for you.
Ranger up, Jerry. Nice to see you.
Yep.
I'm
he he's
sharpening knives right now, so sorry,
Okay.
I'm not talkative.
Okay.
he used to come on in the comments on our show all the time, and he just dropped off the face of the earth. I don't know what the hell happened to him. I know he was taking like 25 pills, and
Okay.
he used to, because the VA would just hand him pills all the damn time, like
Yeah.
everybody, all. You wouldn't
Like every
believe
doctor.
the medical confusion we have had this week with stupidity from the other end of the phone. It's just amazing to me.
Yeah.
Really is. Anyway, uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's what the VA does. That's what the regular
Yeah.
hospitals, they just hand out pills to everybody. The hell with it. Yeah, just give him a pill. He'll be fine. Yeah. The problem is you're not fine. You're not.
No.
So
No.
I
You
don't
know,
know.
you're not. And the problem is that if he sat down with an honest pharmacist, because you can probably trust your pharmacist more than you can trust your doctor, even though they're just that
Um,
in bed with the with the pharmaceutical companies. But 90
sure.
percent of what I take is a pill that was either given for a specific reason and then something else to offset all of the side effects from
Right.
taking the first pill.
Yeah.
And it was funny
I
when
don't
we met with the
have that problem, but my wife does.
yeah,
What you are saying is what she. My wife has a basket, like one of them stupid decorative baskets all the women love all the time, full of nothing but pills. And then she has, I think it's a makeup bag, but it's like this big
my
and that wide. And that's full of pills. And then she has one of them. I got one for a month. Okay. And I take like
this, yeah,
2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think 12, but some of them are vitamins. So
yeah,
it's like six, I think it's like 6 or 7 pills. There's only one that I truly need just to be able to live,
yeah,
and that's my RLS pill. Because without it, I can't sleep or concentrate, or all I want to do is run laps around the living room, and that's no good, And true story, but she she has what she got fibro, and I'm pretty sure because I can't keep track of them, but I'm pretty sure the pill that she takes for fibro gives her brain fog. I don't know. You heard of that?
yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
okay,
Ask my
okay,
wife. There's probably not less than 7 days in a week that I tell her at one time in the day that I am in brain fog.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, and it's from the pill.
Yep.
Um, and the problem is, at one time when we lived in Vero Beach, she had a doctor. She would walk in, tell him what she wanted, and he would just give it to her.
Yeah.
Okay. And some of this stuff was nothing good for long term. Okay. We'll just say that. And it's really starting to, that affected her for in the beginning. Then she got sick, and now it's worse.
Yeah.
Um, and she is basically a shell of what she used to be because she used to be like always. We always went somewhere or did something together. I mean, we go to the grocery store, if for nothing else, just to argue with each other, and me to tell her to get out of the middle of the aisle because that drives me nuts. Okay, and now I'm the one doing all that, and that's that. She never goes really, and I feel bad. But our medical situation as a whole in this country, what I'm describing about her is nothing compared to some of the other crap I've heard or seen. You go to VA, you see these guys, man, they got this freaking 1,000-mile stare on it, and they're them guys that know every single in and out of the VA. It's like they've spent their life studying the damn VA, and they know every trick in the book, and they know every rule, and they know, and it's like, I go to the VA and all I want to do is go home because I don't want to be that guy ever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
And the whole country is being sucked into this vortex of medical care, and none of it's good.
No. No. It really isn't.
And you would know this as well as anyone because of you got what you got, and although I guess you've said that you like your doctor, I'm not sure if
I like my
my
doctor.
wife doesn't have a lot of problems with the doctors or the nurses, but she has a problem. I have a major problem with the system that she lays in bed for 2 months with a broken back in 2 places, and we got to wait till January 2nd for her to go and see a back specialist, basically, to see if they can
Yeah.
fix it. I have a problem with
Right.
that. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
See?
No, you're 100% correct. It shouldn't be that long. It should not be that long. And it should never have gotten to that
Well,
long at
she
the,
doesn't.
at the VA. No,
No.
it should
No.
never have gotten
No.
to that long.
But see, here's the thing. These hospitals do make money, a lot of money, like Shands does. Shands is huge. It's like they got buildings all over Gainesville for different stuff. I know because I've been to every damn one of them. Okay, and they're making money. It's obvious. I mean, these ain't like cheap buildings like made of wood. Okay, these are huge brick buildings. Okay, 5 and 6 and 7 stories high. All right. And so they're making money. There's no way around that. Either the insurance is paying or something. Now, my wife doesn't have insurance. She has Medicare, and that pays for something. I don't even know what it is because it gives me a headache. She either has Medicare or doesn't have Medicare about every 6 months because they keep switching I don't know. They keep changing the game plan or something. I have no idea. And she's got to fight to get it back. And it's Dave. You would know. I know you know. I know you know. But it's just like for me, I'm sitting here watching all this crap, and all I want is for my wife to get out of fucking bed and we be able to go somewhere together without her being in severe pain after 2 hours. And falling asleep at what time? I came back here around 5 o'clock or something, and she's been asleep since 5. And all we did was go to Gainesville. And we went to Gainesville for absolutely no reason because of her brain fog. She thought her appointment was today, and it was tomorrow. So we got to go back again, which is also not good for her. So it's a never-ending thing. Anyway, I'm done.
It is.
You understand?
My wife is good at keeping me from screwing up the appointments. Just getting us to the wrong one. I keep them all on the calendar now. But Stephen.
Well, here's the thing. I told her. I think it's Friday, and because of the fog or whatever, she will argue with me and say, no, it's tomorrow, that kind of thing. So I was like, okay. And I figured she knew, and I should have checked. But because sometimes I'll tell her, like, I don't know if people do this to you, and it's kind of embarrassing, I think, to do it to someone. But, stop and like, look this up or, think before you speak or something. Because some of the stuff comes out of her mouth. I don't have a clue what the hell she's talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, Stephen, go ahead. Tell Stephen, go ahead. It's fine.
Stephen, I wanted to ask you how I'm tired of kicking myself and making it sound like it's a negative being in the class of shows or broadcasters that we're in because we can't get the guests that we want to come on because of the quote unquote league we're in or how restricted we are everywhere we go. How do we go about getting these people? It's like Jerry saying, he messaged this one person every day. I think I messaged Kat Kamek probably 15 times a day for 3 weeks and never,
She's a politician. She's not going to come on because we ain't got enough music. Yeah, she's Kat Kamek is tough. She's one of them tough talking women, and she eats a lot of Twinkies too, apparently. However, she is well into Florida in our area. Well, she's like my representative, so it's like she is well entrenched into politics. It is 3, 4, 5, whatever county she's. She your
Yeah.
representative also? She
She
has to be,
was
right?
she was when we moved here, and then I guess they reorganized, and now she moved.
Okay.
The beginning of her district, I think, is the next district over from where we live here in Clay County. So
Okay.
you know,
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Well,
but you know,
Dave,
but
to
it's the same
answer.
thing with Governor DeSantis. You know, I can't call Governor DeSantis and say, hey, you know, if I call Governor DeSantis and say, hey, can you come on for 15 minutes? You know, he'll probably agree to do it 15 minutes after I die. Go ahead, Stephen.
Okay, to
Yeah,
answer
you
your
need
question.
both, but then I wouldn't ask him. I don't like him.
You know, go ahead, Stephen.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
to answer you.
I'm sorry.
What you were calling me Icarus or something like that for how many weeks? Okay.
I don't know.
So,
That's
but
how
anyway,
That's how. Have you watched the beginning of the show when the credits start? When the credits come up, that's how what I got you named as. So you should watch that. Go to the show. Just watch the first. I think it's 1 minute. Just the first 1 minute. You'll see.
okay.
Yeah. Stephen,
Well,
Mr. Icarus.
We're not one of those fancy shows. We just turn the camera on and go, and when we're done, we turn the camera off.
Okay. Well,
Dave, you know
if,
we're very special over here. I don't know. So,
Yeah, I know.
okay.
Yeah.
To answer your question, first off, you need a really good PR department. Okay. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. I've tried to get certain people on who are everyday schmoes like you and I. Okay. They started out. What was that Morgan, Outlaw Morgan?
No, Outlaw Morgan.
Outlaw
Okay,
Morgan.
when he first started, he was just like.
He was a great guy. Yep.
Okay.
Watched him, shared him every day.
Okay. Now here's the thing. You want to get those type of people on, or you want to get certain well-known names like Michael Lynch?
It's not.
Hold on. Let me finish,
Okay.
please. You need a good PR department. You need several people who are good at promotions. Okay. And then here's the sad part. Outlaw Morgan will not come and do it, spend a 15-minute slot on your show unless he's compensated.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
So if you, yes.
Wait a minute.
But it's not.
Are you serious? Holy crap!
It's not him. It's not Bongino. I'd love to get Steve Bannon on for a minute and a half because that's probably all he can give me. It's more the people. It's the political people that I'm sure Kat Kamek didn't call because she probably never got the message. It'd be the same thing with DeSantis, And the one time I got through to somebody, he said his secretary said, "How many people watch?" And I said 140. Yeah. And then she wrote me back and she said she watched the next one. There were 140 people watching, not 140,000 people. I said, I told you the truth. 140 people watch.
Yeah.
We can't do that because, he's important and he's got to be able to reach 140,000 people every time he opens his mouth.
Listen, what they fail to see, what they fail to recognize is.
Here we go. Here it comes. Listen.
If they give you a 15-minute spot at 140 viewers, you give them a future time to come on for a 15-minute slot, and you just plug the crap out of it for a whole month.
Yeah.
You'll watch your viewership go up because they want to see this person. Yeah. Okay? But like I said, most of these names that came from nowhere and now are up here won't do a show unless you have over 300,000 viewers,
Yeah.
or if they're compensated.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah.
Jane says Outlaw is rude. Outlaw Morgan, we invited him on our show just as he started getting going, right? And it was me and Matt, and I think Kindred was and I'm telling you, me and Matt, Kindred was running the interview, which was fine. We picked her. All right. Me and Matt didn't say a word damn near the whole show. Simply because Outlaw Morgan never shut up.
Yeah.
Not once. Kindred could barely get a question in sideways. Every answer was about 10 minutes long, to the point where, you didn't. And the amount of viewers that were watching them back then, we got them because I did exactly what Steven did.
Yeah.
You make an event and you do all that crap.
Yeah.
So we had quite a few people on there, and now I hear he's charging. Somebody
I
explain to
can't do
me
that.
why his opinion is so important that he. This is the same guy that did that Moar rally where they let BLM on the stage, all of them, and they were fighting each other by the time it was over because everybody was pissed at him.
Yeah, the Moore rally, the mother of all rallies.
Now,
If I had the money,
yeah, right.
right, if I had the money to pay people to come on, I'd invest it in a PR agency to get people to come here. But of course, I mean,
Yeah, and get somebody good.
yeah. I mean, I've resolved the
somebody
world
good.
to where I'd rather have Robert Lawless come on and talk about what's going on in Minnesota one night. I'd rather have. I even said to Melinda one day with some of the posts that she shares with me every night to come on, or Rich Muth, Rich Ichabod Palmer. But I mean,
Oh yeah, you
I
got to
really
get the
would.
Moose on. I
Yeah,
like that name. Just that
I've
name
been
alone, I like.
I've been talking to Moose. I've been talking to Moose for over a year now. That anytime he wants to come on, I would have broadcast his colonoscopy live if that was the only time we could have gotten him. But
Well, see,
I
here's
don't want to
here's the
see
thing.
that.
I know.
Here's the thing. When you are targeting a certain well-known person, you cannot seem desperate.
Yeah,
you can't.
Yeah,
Because once you show them desperate, they hold all the strings, and they get more enjoyment out of denying you.
Yeah.
That spot.
Not true.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a
now,
system for
Jerry.
I'd ask
Jerry.
them. I'd ask them. This is my system. I'd ask them if they didn't answer. The only one I ever did, and I learned this from that hillbilly guy. It's like, you know what? Why am I bothering? Don't do it.
No.
And then I have the system of I just don't ask anybody, and we get along nicely. So what do I? That's it. We did ask Bill, and he's coming on Friday, and that's cool. And Bill is really nobody,
No,
but he does.
Bill's a great
He wrote
guy.
2 books. That's 2 more than I've written, and from everything I've heard about his books, they're pretty good. So we're going to find out.
They are.
It's good enough for me.
Yep, they are. Bill's a great guy. We did broadcasts. Jen and I did Fridays with him a couple of years ago.
Do you remember about a month and a half ago, I was in D.C. Lauren Boebert, Jim Jordan, Taylor Green.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you asked me to come on the show and have them in the background, the biggest concern, not from Jim Jordan, but Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene, how many, they looked at the viewers, how many live people were viewing. Only 12 people? We can't do this for 12 people. Jim Jordan was like, how do you get on the show? And I says, all I have to do is hit the StreamYard link that he puts in, and we can go live.
Mm-hmm.
But because only 12 people were watching, well, it was more MTG. We can't just go for 12 people. Oh, okay.
But don't they look at it that if Steven Tolliver says, I want you to come on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, and they go and they see that only 12 people watch you, don't they think you're going to promote the hell out of it on Facebook? You're going to promote the hell out of it off of Facebook just to get people onto Facebook and watch it. And before you know it, there might be 12,000 people watching. You might get lucky. There might be 120,000 people watching.
Well, here's the thing, okay? I said one thing to kind of put MTG in her place. I says, we all start at the bottom.
Yep.
Okay? And how presumptuous of you. If one person, if 12 people, if I would have joined the show that night, and they would have been in the background, you would have been able to hear what they said and what they were trying to do. How many people of those 12 people would invite other people? Say, hey, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Jim Jordan and Lauren Boebert and so-and-so is on the live feed. Come watch. Watch the viewership go up.
Yeah.
Not only that, after the show is over, you share it. I belong to a crap load of pages and a crap load of groups for a reason. And it ain't to go on their page every day, share the show. And I've been for years, and I don't really share it that much. I should start, but that's what's going to happen. You do that, and 12 people turn into however many, however many shares you can get from sharing it that many times. Thousands of people are going to see it. But these people are like movie stars, and they can't be bothered in many cases. And that, that's why I don't bother with it, but whatever.
Well, I kind of said it like this. I says, it's kind of like Amway. What do you mean, Amway? I says, you never heard of Amway? Oh, yeah, the South. Georgia, there's Amway people all over the place. Okay, and their motto is, you sponsor 6, and each one of your people sponsors 6, and they sponsor 6. So these shows is like Amway. Yeah. You tell 6 people, they tell 6 people, and those 6 tell 6, 24 people. And next thing you know, it's a domino effect.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really care about getting any high-end people on. I come to the conclusion I'd rather hear from regular, everyday Americans.
That's where I'm getting to myself.
Even where, different countries and stuff like that, just to see what's going on in somebody else's country, which is going to be same crap as here. In some cases, worse. But if you're trying to do something and you get a shot at somebody, then you got to take that shot.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when like our show now, we'll get probably 300 views throughout the whole show. Mm-hmm. And that's and it's obvious. You see it's like the famous want to be on the famous. You're conservative, you want to be on the famous podcast of some conservative guy, and the liberal, the same thing with the liberal guy or girl, depending. And they all have, I got this many viewers and all, because everybody thinks that's fame for some reason. I don't know why. but they do. And I'll be truthful.
Well, see,
I would
it's
rather
called
somebody
viralism.
tell me that they got. Well, that's true, yeah. But I would rather have somebody tell me, you helped me out with something, or you got me through something, or like that. That's the best compliment I can get. And at this
Yeah.
point, and not to mention, Dave, I hate to say this because I'm in the same boat, but we're not young, we're not hip, okay?
No,
We don't have millions of dollars behind us.
no.
There's a lot of other factors that go into it, and some of the people that I see that are famous don't actually really do anything. They're young, they're hip, and they got a shtick, and that's fine. Me, I'm a fat guy, bald, who sits behind a damn thing here with a computer, and I just I try to be truthful with what I think. That's it. I'm not
You know,
experienced at this or anything like that.
Yeah.
you know what's starting to trend now?
Fat guys?
Fat guys,
Red, red,
bald guys with beards.
redneck, pissed off American rebels. That's what's starting to
No.
trend.
Well, we got a
Yeah, I
live
see
chat
that.
full of them. Everybody should come watch them every
Yeah.
Tuesday and Thursday night, 7:00.
Okay.
They're all
Well,
here. Very
well,
That's true.
actually,
do
Because I see more and more. And I'll tell you something else. So it's not only white guy rednecks or white women rednecks, it's black guy rednecks. There's one
black
guy I
women
see his reels
rednecks.
all the time. He's a white guy and he's got this black. I think they're married, so black wife, and they're gangbusters. And they're in like probably their 30s. It's not like they're 20 or anything. And they do well. And he's right. He's absolutely right because I've noticed that, and
Go
it's comforting.
do.
I keep waiting for the Rodney Dangerfield effect to hit me when I got 3 more years. At 63, I'll probably be famous. And then I guarantee you I will have a massive coronary and die, and then that'll be the end of that. Because that's how it works.
Here, Dave. Here, or Jerry, whoever else. Go do a 3-minute TikTok.
oh God, I hate that. I won't even go. You
Okay.
can't even.
Okay. Listen. Go do a 3-minute TikTok with just a pissed off redneck American uh, rebellious rant.
Okay,
But here's
That's
the
how I
thing.
started.
right.
Okay. Here's what you do. You do research. You have facts to back up what you're saying. Okay. And do a 3-minute TikTok. Watch how many views you get on that. If you have more views on a 3-minute TikTok with a pissed off redneck American rebellious man, I don't know how many people's watching here because I'm only on StreamYard right now.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like opening up my laptop to
No,
look at comments. But if you have 30 people watching now, do a 3-minute rant on TikTok. I can almost guarantee you'll probably have 1,200 views within the first 24 hours.
But it's TikTok. They get into
That's
my
how
hard drive. They know everything I do on my computer. I got enough.
Quit. Quit
Dave,
being
Dave.
paranoid.
They're the
Quit being
CCP.
paranoid.
They're already
Dave.
watching me anyway.
Although
They've been
I
watching
agree
you
with
since
Dave.
the 60s.
Yeah, Dave.
The government's
listen to
been
me
watching
carefully.
you
No,
since then.
I know.
I agree with you. TikTok does that. But you've been on Facebook as long as I have. They've been doing the same
Oh, yeah,
fucking
no, I
thing
know.
to you. So they
Yeah.
all do.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I know.
I
Yeah,
started doing videos. One of my first videos was exactly what he was talking about. And it was the bacon on ice cream one, which everybody thought was the funniest thing they ever heard. And I was fucking pissed. And it wasn't meant as a joke. And that kind of took me aback. Okay. Now, there used to be a place called Live Leak. And there was another place Leaked Reality. They're both shut down now, and they were
Yeah,
both out of England. I would put a video on either one of them, and within a day, I'd have 5,000 views
yeah,
because there wasn't all the crap
yeah.
that's going on
A-
with Facebook and the rest of these
yeah.
places. Okay.
Actually, I forgot to mention that. Let me just jump
Now,
in for a
the
second.
bacon on
Melanie,
ice cream video, I believe, has pretty much been wiped from the internet. It took a long time, but Facebook got around to it, and then there was some other stuff, and like Twitter wouldn't take it. They took down my whole channel on YouTube with that video on it, and everything. So, and I don't even have it saved to my computer, and it was going viral. And because I yelled it was back when one day I just said, fuck this, I'm doing this because I was so pissed off every day of my life that I was tired of being pissed off and I had to yell at something other than my wife. And I did. And that is literally it. I meant and this back during Obama with all his Muslim bullshit. And it was like I said stuff like, you come over here and you don't like bacon, and you come to a country that puts it on frickin' ice cream. And I said, something about every blade of grass and all this other, this shit you can imagine. Okay. And it
yeah,
was maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes long or something. And the last time I saw it before it started getting took down, two things I noticed. I had more death threats from squiggly line writing people, okay, than I've ever had in my entire life put together.
I don't believe
And
that.
two, it was hitting 70,000 by the time they took it down.
Yeah,
So, and then
Yep.
I started the American Rebellion page, and at one time I had almost 6,000 people on there. It's down to like 3,000 or so. I don't know what it is anymore. I very rarely look at it, but and I never hear from any of them. So, and you put something on there, and the people that watch the show, the few that watch the show, they're the ones that comment on it or say something about it or thumbs up or something. Okay, so it's like that. But you're right. You're right.
You
You put it on TikTok, and you would be amazed because TikTok is taking over for Twitter at this
yep.
point.
Well,
Um,
Twitter had
and
Twitter
hat.
had yeah, Twitter had Periscope where you can do a live
Yeah,
show. And
right.
then they added where you could bring guests on. I had a hell of a following on Periscope, and I made the mistake of pissing Twitter off with my Periscope
Oh,
live feeds, and
yeah,
I got taken down.
right.
I I remember my most controversial Periscope live feed. I had at actual viewers. I had 13,000 people watching my Periscope. I invited two other people on. We were there. They were talking, and it was the most controversial Periscope live feed I ever did in my life. I was going after the Bushes. I was going after Obama and Biden and Muslims, and I even said this is what got me taken down off the Periscope and Twitter is I looked right in the camera and I says, Jack Dorsey, you are a pathetic dick. You're made of thousands of fucking foreskins because you're a walking dick. And
Right.
all of a sudden, within 30 seconds, 13,000 viewers, my live feed goes poof.
Yeah,
I go
yeah.
back live again,
Well,
and it sends out notifications to the viewers that I was live again. And not even 30 seconds into being live again, They shut me down. I got a
Right.
notification from Periscope, Twitter, saying that I was being banned from Periscope due
Yeah.
to content
Yeah.
that was spreading hate. Oh well,
Yeah.
I didn't lose
Well,
any sleep
it's like
over it.
Larry says TikTok is a communist app, and I agree with that. It is. It's
Well,
run by the
Facebook,
CCP or whatever.
well,
But
Facebook is the
exactly.
CIA app.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only that,
Right.
Facebook's in bed with China. Twitter's in bed. I don't know about Twitter, but YouTube's in bed with China. They're
Yeah.
all in bed with China, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. It's like people won't get Messenger because they're looking at our messages. Facebook can look at
They've
any
been looking
damn
at him
thing
for
they
as long
want to
as
look
you've
at.
been on. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been
Yeah.
watching you. That's how come you
You
go
know.
on Facebook and you see all these ads that, for shit you were
Yeah.
talking about 5 minutes ago. It's insane.
Yeah.
Okay. And I agree with Larry. Larry is not wrong, but they are
Oh, he's right.
all equally alike.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
all equally alike, though. So,
And
Here,
don't make the mistake of going on the marketplace and shopping for anything, clicking on any ads, because then all you see are Facebook advertisers in your news feed for it. It's like I'm looking for a Chromebook, a particular one, and now 25% of my news feed advertising on Facebook is Chromebook places.
Yep.
Or mail order computer stores that sell Chromebooks.
okay.
hey, Dave,
Here's
I
here's
buy stuff on Amazon, and all I will see is ads for the crap
Yeah.
I just got done buying. It's
Right.
Right.
insane.
Oh yeah.
okay.
Go ahead.
Here,
Sorry, Stephen.
here's something that's very interesting. If you contact a company, okay, and say, hey, and I've noticed this is how a lot of content people who have good content get rid of the shadow banning. But this was sent to me by this company, okay? I didn't order it. They sent it to me asking me to be a spokesperson for this product.
Yep.
Okay? If you can see what it says, it's the
TV.
tumbler. It's a
Oh, okay.
tumbler. It's called tumbler.
Okay.
It's a knife sharpening kit.
Yeah.
And I used it, and guess what? It works better than any knife sharpener I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Ask me to be an official spokesperson for Tumblr. They would open up any viewership. In other words, saying, we'll help you get rid of the shadow banning. That's one way to promote your show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that because it seems odd. Like you take, and I don't know if he's doing this, but like Outlaw Morgan, somebody of his stature on Facebook, okay, and he's nothing compared to some of these guys. I mean, literally, nothing. Okay, but on Facebook, if say he wanted to do that, he'd probably get twice the viewership.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a video of his in like 2 years, but the last time I saw it, we're getting at the time we're getting like 30 views on a video live. He's getting 900, and I'm like, how? And he's not saying anything different. He's not saying it in any different way. Okay, he throws the F-bomb. He does this. He same stuff we're saying. I'm like, how in the hell does he get that many views? And we're doing the exact same thing. I don't know. I don't know how many times he's been kicked off. I've been kicked off of Facebook probably 15 times.
Yeah.
I never like Steven says he lost all his accounts like, I don't know, 35 times or
20,
something. I've
27.
never actually lost. Yeah, I've never actually lost an account because of it. But I've been, put on restriction or whatever you want to call it. At least,
Yeah.
God, it was like every month for like, a couple of years. for something, and some of it was they now they'll do it to you. They'll tell you broke a community standard, and they won't even tell you which one it was.
Yeah.
It's blank.
Oh, they go into my groups, and that's what they do. They take a post down, and then they tell me that, and they track those for 90 days, and that's how they decide your distribution into the Facebook newsfeed for your groups. And it's like, come on, people.
Well, it's like the election interference that they're talking about from like Twitter and all these things. And I agree with that. I guess it was, they were banning certain things and, whatever. But do you realize there is no way in hell that I am going to allow social media to influence who I vote for or why. Okay. But you know what? We're in a minority. So, a lot of this is where these kids get their news, which is false. This is where kids get, they've grown up on this stuff at this point because let's face it, we didn't.
You don't get your news. This is where you get your daily indoctrination.
Well, if you're a kid or you're just not smart, yes, I agree with that 1,000%. Absolutely.
And I came here 15 years ago because all my friends from AOL had come here, and they said, this place is great, and it was great until
it was
just after the 2016 election. I had 7 good years.
No, it wasn't great then. No, during Obama, it started going down the tubes. During Obama, it started going down the tubes. Absolutely started going down. Because I remember everything seemed. Everything seemed. I came on in 2009, and I didn't really do anything for a few years. I think my first video was probably 2013 or 14. Okay, I was, whatever, and from that point forward, everything was fine. And then all of a sudden you start noticing little things like, how come this one's not getting any views or that one? And it's weird. And, then if you start listening, which I did, everybody who was doing videos, because they were brand new at the time, with the shadow banning and people getting kicked off, and then it went into full tilt during Trump. I mean, it would, Jesus Christ, everybody was getting kicked off everywhere, and not people like me because we were small, but like big time names that got the millions of dollars behind them, including, I might add, the president of the United States. Getting kicked off social media.
Yeah.
Well, I joined Facebook in 2007. It was fairly new, right?
Yep.
2008, they kicked me off my first account. So I created another profile. And then somebody said, well, you're going to still say the same stuff. You're still going to post the same stuff, right? I'm like, yeah. He says, why don't you make like 3 other accounts? So I did.
Oh.
And
that's true.
In 2008, they kicked me off the Facebook, my first account. Not even a month later, I put some posts out there about the birth certificate, this, that, and the other. Account number 2 was taken down. So I went on to my 3rd account and I posted it again. 4 days later, I try to log into Facebook under that account. It's gone. So I went to my 5th account and started posting the same stuff. It was taken out. So then I created the account 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 5 accounts. And I had different IPO addresses for 3 of them. And 2013, when you could do it live, recording and share it to Facebook while you're live. I did that. Account 6 and 7 were taken down, totally blasted out. 8, 9, and 10 didn't take long before 8, 9, and 10. I got that notification. Please verify your identification.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I love that one.
And I sent a message to Facebook saying, when did this become a stop and ID state?
You know, here's the weird part. Here's the weird part. I've never had an account taken down. I've had them suspended, but they
Yep.
only suspend that one account. Now they know pretty much you're the same guy on all your accounts, and you use different IP addresses. Me, all my accounts are under the same. Are they know who I am? No matter what name I put up there, they can figure it out. It's the same IP address. And what I figured out was it has to be that they need the numbers to show that, this and that for advertising and so forth, because everybody I know has more than one account. I probably have actually 7 friends on Facebook, and they all got 745 accounts, numbers, accounts, just so they don't get kicked off. It's crazy. But Facebook needs them numbers. Otherwise, they would just take down all your accounts and, I don't know, block your ESP or whatever, ISP. Sorry, yeah, ESP, something completely different. But yeah, so it's like Twitter when they finally got in there and found out. When he got in there, he found out that so many bots and this and that and the other, and then he found out he got screwed by how much he paid for it because they were lying to him.
Yeah.
Billions of bots over there. But hey, Jane O'Malley brought up a question that I wanted to bring in as we get closer to 9 o'clock, because both of you guys have probably heard more than I have. I've just read it, but let's throw it up on the screen. It's did anyone hear we are supposed to lose electricity next week? I thought I had heard it was November 30th. They were going to do something, possibly shut it off. But Stephen, take the floor and bring us up to date.
The research, I heard that rumor 2 weeks ago that the first week of December, the power grid on the East Coast was going to go first. Then the central part was going to go a couple days after that, and then the West Coast was going to go out a few days after that. So I got people together on my team. I said, research this, let me know. We got connections that can delve into this.
Is it taking it down to? It's probably a scam. As I just cut you off, but is it? Is it taking down the grid in pieces to do updated infrastructure work on it, or is it just? Or was the idea, if it's IKCO's idea, they were just going to shut off our electricity and think we wouldn't notice?
Well, it's a very good and it's a very good and clever sales pitch to get people to go out and buy generators.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. No, I got to tell you, I hadn't heard nothing about this, but this is what I'm going to tell you. Nothing surprises me anymore, even though it does. And the only thing that surprises me is the stupidity behind it, because it gets more and more every day. I think we should be more worried about some kind of what do they call them? EMPs, EMP attacks or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Then but then again, if we're worried about the government and we know they're useless at everything, we should be worried about anything the government does to anything that we need every day because they're going to screw it up somehow.
Well,
That's all I can
it's a
say. I don't.
it's a it's a pitch by the progressive left and Joe Biden's administration for three reasons. Okay, to get people to go solar. This is part of their climate change Green New Deal. They will use scare tactics like
Yeah,
this to get you to go out and buy solar panels, convert to solar, buy an EV car, okay, uh, to get you to buy generators. And then it's not just the government doing it that's in on it. These companies that make these generators, they're in part of it because now they're going to increase their pocketbook, and then they're going to give some kickbacks to the Green New Deal uh, proponents. It's a scare tactic, folks. They want you to think
yeah. Well, you know
that
what?
the world's coming to an end.
Yeah, and you know what? Some people will. I own two generators. Okay, and I've had them for years, and they work great and everything, but they're gasoline operated, so I'm not sure what that's about, but whatever. Okay, and you go into a Home Depot or a Lowe's and you try to buy a generator, you need a bank loan. And I'm going to tell you something. And like the one I bought before we moved here, it was a Generac, and it cost some money because at the time Generac was one of the best ones you could buy. I think it was like $900, and it's got all kinds. There's all kinds of bells and whistles and all this stuff, and they all still work. It's amazing. But what people don't realize is that these things are so overpriced. It is utterly
Yes,
ridiculous. Uh
exactly.
they are not. We are talking about a small engine that turns and then turns a generator to make electricity. It's not that complicated. Every single thing on that generator you can fix yourself for half or more of the price that like a shop is going to cost you. Okay. And literally all you need is YouTube to do it. It's not hard. They're all generally, okay, the same, design, the same everything. Okay. But they are so ridiculously overpriced. So if you look at it from what Steven is saying, that makes perfect sense because they want to sell these damn things, especially now because it's winter and they know everybody. You can live without air conditioning. It's miserable. Like I live in Florida, it's miserable, but you cannot live in a lot of places without heat. So that
Right.
makes sense to me.
Okay.
So
I want to address Alan's question. If there's no power grid, why would you buy an EV car? It's a scare tactic to get people to buy generators. But that's from the corporate end, and it's a scare tactic by the politicians pushing this new Green Deal. Alan, go solar, go all electric, renewable energy. Okay, and unfortunately, EVs are part of that push. If you go solar, you don't need you know fossil fuel produced or coal produced electricity. You can get it from solar. So that's
yeah,
the answer.
I love when they use the words renewable energy. It's only renewable if you can actually recharge it. And
Yep.
that seems, from the videos I watch, which is considerable, that I think rechargeable or whatever it is. Okay, I think is a bad way to put it because um, there's not enough infrastructure, and your house apparently has to be rewired to be able to keep up with the flow of electricity going to the car and blah blah all this stuff. It's not really, but you know something. I was watching a video the other day about a guy, and he was just regular guy, live in California, and he's against the EVs, but he said, "I swear to God, you go into a parking lot anywhere, and there's 50, 100, like Teslas or whatever else." So
Yeah.
people are buying this crap, thinking they're actually doing something for the environment, but they're actually harming it more
Yep.
because they believe the government, and it's obviously bullshit. And you know what? It takes literally 5 minutes to figure this out. If you just 5 minutes of research will tell you this. That's it. That's all you need. But
Yep.
they don't want to listen to that, of course. But whatever.
I have to tell you, one of my meetings in Washington, D.C., Chuck Schumer happened to be in on the meeting, and we were talking about renewable energy. And he went on this 25-minute rant about climate change and renewable energy. I pretty much said the same thing as you did, and I just looked right at him and I says, Mr. Schumer, you know what is renewable energy? Oil and gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because an oil pocket will replenish itself. If you let it sit dormant, let's say you go from getting 100 barrels a day from one well, and it goes down to 50 barrels because now you're sucking that pocket a little low. If you go let that sit dormant, just like in farming, you don't farm the same fucking field every year. You let it go fallow.
No.
Okay? So the earth replenishes all the nutrients. Same with oil.
Exactly.
And natural gas. You let it go fallow for a year, 2 years at the most. It will replenish itself. That's renewable energy. And the man had nothing to say.
Because he knows he's lying. That's the thing. Everybody calls these politicians stupid, but he knows he's lying. And he's just got his rhetoric to bullshit with everybody. But, Stephen is right. Like I live in a farming community and a ranching community. They never use the same field twice. They'll plow the field under. They'll grow some kind of grass that isn't like, my grass out here. Okay, whatever it is, okay, and then they'll sit a bunch, for cattle or whatever, and they sit a bunch of cows on it for a month or so, and then they plow it under and they plant some more grass. And meanwhile, another field, like literally just down the road, they'll plant cow corn or whatever they put in there, and then the next year it goes to the other side. And they do this on and on. And, on our show, we got Nick. And Nick has actually owned oil wells. He knows a lot about it. His family has owned oil wells. And I learned more about oil than I ever actually wanted to in my entire life from him. And that's his thing. You wait long enough, that oil is coming back into that, river or whatever the hell it is underground.
That pocket.
Okay, yeah, exactly. And it will come back because the earth is constantly making it, like by moving in plates and things like that. I'm not really technical on it, as you could tell, but yeah, I think doesn't pressure make oil in the ground where it grinds?
It's the heat of the magma from the Earth's core. And the magma pushes upward because the gases have to escape, and that magma gets in there. And then it gets to a cooling stage where it becomes liquid. It goes from being a gas to a liquid. And it's all that magma that is produced from the Earth's core. And my first question in school when they talked about the Earth's core was, Has anybody been down there to know that it burns at 5,000 degrees or 10,000 degrees? You know, if you haven't seen it, then it's not real.
Well, that was the problem, Stephen. They sent the crew. They sent the crew down. They got down to where it was 5,000 degrees, and when it was time to pull them up, there was nobody there. Just, I could not imagine being down in 5,000 degrees of heat.
Don't they? All right. Don't they shut down some oil fields for a while, and then like the farmers do, they go to a different one and they pump out of there, and then they'll come back after however much time and study or whatever they do to drill again, or not drill, but pump again in the same place because they already got wells there and whatever, And the problem with it is that Joe Biden apparently has sold so much of our reserve oil, with a lot of it is in Louisiana where Nick lives, that they have depleted the, and I still don't know what this is, and I keep meaning to ask them, the salt mounds or whatever the hell they store it in are depleted now, and they have to basically start over with the whole deal, and that costs a crap load of money. So it's not just Trump getting in office and turning on the Keystone Pipeline and all this. First, you got to get all the guys back in there. Then you got to turn shit back on. You got to fix stuff that hasn't been used in 4 years. You got to do this. You got to do that. And there's a lot of work to do before you can start doing this, that, and the other.
Yeah, those salt barns.
It's going to take time, but
I think Nick said those salt barns are those salt barns, or whatever you want to call them, that the oil was held in. Have been empty for so long that they basically have to be torn down and rebuilt again. They're too contaminated to use from however long it's been that they weren't being used.
Right. And here's another thing. The Democrats since the late 60s and early 70s put regulations on how many oil refineries we can have in this country.
Yeah.
We could buy 1 billion barrels of oil from OPEC every month, but we lack the refinery process. There's only so many refineries that are allowed to operate in this country.
But isn't it also when they close down a drill?
We could drill our own oil. We could drill our own oil. We could refine our own oil. We could sell, obviously to like gas companies or whatever in this country, and then obviously send it overseas. And OPEC would go broke in about a week.
Well, isn't that what Trump
without
did?
us? More or less, but they still needed someplace else for that amount to refine. Okay, for that amount. I mean, but we were oil independent to a point. But here's the problem. We were still buying this crap from OPEC and, God knows where else. I don't even want to know because I keep thinking it's going to be Iran every time I ask the question. But, wherever it is, we're buying the oil from other people. And here's what I say. Put the refineries in, put people to work, make gas about, 50 cents a freaking gallon. And, you're going to get a lot more production. Prices of everything is going to come down. I don't know. Maybe get somebody in the transportation department who, has driven a car or something at one point in their life. And they're able to, fix that. And you know what? Everything would run smoother. And people would be more productive because, listen, if you have a car, you have a way to do all kinds of stuff. If you have a car and can't afford to put gas in it, that hinders everything. Or drives the price up so damn much that people cannot afford whatever you're trying to do. And that is what's happening now. And I don't care what he says. It was $2 a damn gallon, literally, okay, and cheaper in other places. And also, now it's, I think I paid $3.50 the other day, something to that effect. All right, $3.49. All right, wow. That's not good. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything other than sell out our reserves, which, by the way, people, is not for us. That's for the military and the government. If they have to break into the damn reserve, that's who that's for.
Hey,
Okay?
Jerry, I'll send you the
So,
money. I'll send you the money, and I'll send you 55-gallon drums that can be shipped at $3.49. Because the average gas price here in Pennsylvania, well, Pittsburgh at least, is between $3.89 and $3.99. Diesel is $4.99 a gallon.
Yeah.
I'll send you the money and the 55-gallon drums and ship them
I'm
up
not
here.
sure they that's weird. I've never thought about it. I'm not sure they'd let me do that.
No, they wouldn't.
Never.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah,
They
probably
wouldn't.
not.
They wouldn't.
Probably
I, okay, let me tell you this story. 1974.
I can make
19, yeah, 1974, the big gas crisis, right? I'd left Kansas.
Yeah.
Okay. 55-gallon drum filled with gas. My wife was driving the car. I was driving the pickup, and I had that pump on the right.
Right. Yeah.
We crossed over into Missouri, and I spent 3 days in jail for transporting fuel across state lines without any permits, without a license to do so, and this, that, and the other. On that note, folks, I gotta go.
All right, Steven.
Yeah, I gotta go too. Actually.
See you all later.
But, thanks.
All right, Steven.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Jerry, closing
I
thoughts?
don't know, Dave. Yeah, I thank everybody who came and showed up. Thanks to all the guys and the girls. Jolene, it was good to see you. I hope that everybody has a good night. Tomorrow night we got Bill coming on, so hopefully you guys will tune in for that. I believe it's good. Last night, Nick and myself made Jen a co-host on the show instead of just a guest, and she is going to run the interview with him. Hopefully it all works out. He was supposed to be on last week, but I screwed that up, so it's my fault.
Yeah. Jen's interviewed him before. It'll be really good.
Yeah.
It will be very good. Jen has interviewed him before. Yeah.
So hopefully I'll tune in for that on Rumble, 7 p.m. Eastern, American Rebellion, and or the AmReb show, depending. I think it's the AmReb show. I can't even remember what the name of the thing is over there, but we hope that everybody shows up. We're in a lot of trouble, folks. We got to stick together. So let's do the best we can with what we got, and hopefully we'll come up with something and it'll all work out. I don't know. I really wish I could tell you better. I really do. But we'll see you. Hey, Tina, how you doing? Sorry I didn't mention you. Nice to see you. All right, Dave, thank you for letting me on.
Jerry, thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow night. Yeah, we'll see you probably tomorrow night. Take care.
Yep. All right, Jerry. Thank you. All right. The American Rebellion, Jerry Michaels, like I said, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, just like it says. The link is rumble.com/AMREB, AMREB/live. And I tell people if you don't know it, contact me. I got it memorized anyway, plus, But if you go and you use rumble.com/AMREB/live, it takes you right to the American Rebellion Rumble channel. And you just log into Rumble and you're there. And it's a great, you've all watched it. You've watched it before. It's where I was watching before we started doing Tuesday and Thursday nights. So we thank everybody in the live chat that watched. Let's see. Let me kick back over here and kind of read through. Larry Burns was here, so we were truly international again. We were up in Canada tonight. Melinda Brown, we appreciate you being here. Jane O'Malley, I apologize that it took a while to get your question brought in. I was going to phase it in, I promise. I saw it, and I was just waiting for an opportunity to stick it in. But anybody who watches, even if you don't do a show or a broadcast or whatever, if you want to come on one night and be a part of it, all you got to do is message me. And like I said, it's Tuesday, Thursday, and 7 p.m. to about 9 o'clock most nights. And anybody is more than welcome to come on. A couple plugs before we go. The Trump 2024 Christmas ornament is still available. They are $4 a piece, $2 for shipping, and 3 for $10. And I think shipping is included on the if you order 3 for $10. And message me if you want one, and we'll go from there. Dogs are making noise in the other room, so I'm going to wrap this up. Plus, my wife, I think, fell asleep. She has to get up early and leave for work while I stay at home and play social media guy all day long. So thank you for watching Boogie with the Bull. Next broadcast Tuesday night, 7 p.m. here on Facebook and on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. 2 people were watching over there tonight. They were watching. They weren't in the live chat. They're more than welcome to jump into the live chat. There's a live chat over on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. If you just want to watch the broadcast, you can go to the Boogie with the Bull True Patriot Talk public group over on Street Lock, and you can watch the broadcast. They're there. And we're still figuring out where we want to go around. We'll get on to Rumble at some point. We'll just keep putting it off each time, but we'll get on to Rumble sooner or later. But anyway, thanks for watching. Last Tuesday's broadcast, when I looked at it at 1 o'clock this morning, it showed 133 people had watched it. There was no view number put on for any time Tuesday. And then it hit 145 before going on sometime today. So I don't know. We're holding somewhere. But anyway, they don't give us the right numbers, so we don't know anyway. So if you want to be sure, you watch it Tuesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. to about 9 p.m. That's Eastern time, so adjust yourself accordingly. Anyway, Double B's for victory. This Boogie with a Bull broadcast is going to come to an end. This is the portion of the program where I tell you are watching Boogie with the Bull Thursday Night Live, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. We own everything. I'm not just going to tell you. We own everything. No problem with that. Contact me, and we'll go from there. And to the members of the United Media Group Uncensored, I'm sorry we're having all the problems with the drive-by pornings. Because it's a public group, they were coming in as participants and doing their business in the middle of the night when nobody was around. And then we would take it down, or Facebook took it down. And now I can't tell you when, but I'm sure the United Media Group Uncensored will eventually be shut down by Facebook because there's nothing we can do. We put the group on post approval so that we can decline all of these posts now, but I declined 2 yesterday, and Facebook, before they weren't even posted. They never even made it to getting posted, and Facebook is now holding that against the group. So I apologize. As like I said, it's locked up tight right now where it is a post approval on everything. We try to get it done as quickly as we can. I need some admin help there. So if you're a Conservative Patriot admin and you really want to help me, you would be very much appreciated. If you are a moderator in a Conservative Patriot group and you want to remain being a moderator, come help me there. There are, I think, just under 400 members in the group, and if worse comes to worse, we will take it from being a private group and a public group, and we will make it a private group. I don't know how much longer groups are going to be here on Facebook anyway. The way that shadow banning and all the other crap they do to me every day is that it's just sometimes it's just not even worth getting out of bed in the morning to sit down and do what we can do to help. And don't get disillusioned. Continue fighting the fight. Do what you do. Knowledge is power, so learn as much as you can and share as much of it as you can with everybody. Anyway, I'm rambling like a crazy guy, so it's probably time to pull the plug. Like Jerry said, tomorrow, Bill Muckler, who is a fantastic guy, a retired Marine captain who does the Bill Muckler Show Monday, Wednesday, and Monday through Friday. It lands on his Facebook page, the Bill Muckler page, at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. If you're a member of the Boogie with the Bull True Patriot Talk group on Street Lock, you can see it at about 11:30 each morning. But go read it. Go to 2020americabook.com, 2020americabook.com, and you can buy the 2 books. And Bill will be talking about them. Like Jerry said, I believe Jen Woodruff is going to handle the interview for the panel. And Jen is fantastic and has done great interviews with him in the past. Jen, Bill, and myself did some Boogie with the Bulls on Fridays, I think two years ago, that were a lot of fun. So a smart guy. So if you get a chance, if you see the Bill Muckler show posted in any of the groups that you're in, take a chance to watch it. Go to the Bill Muckler profile and watch it and share it. And same thing with Rumble. Go to the American Rebellion, rumble.com/amreb/live, and watch the American Rebellion Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we did send a link out to Michael Anthony. He wasn't sure if he could make it today. And we did send a link out to William Rayfield. And, pretty much it's going to start becoming that the link will be up for most of the broadcast now for people to see. And if they want to come on, you're more than welcome to come on. I think there's 8 cameras that can be on at one time. So figure me and 7 other people. If it ever gets to that, we will do that. I'd be more than happy to do that. We do work hard to make sure everybody gets a chance to talk and share their opinion. We try to include the live chat, and important to get your comments flashed on the screen. On a Rumble broadcast, when you use StreamYard, the Rumble live chat does not come through, only because right now StreamYard is using Rumble's links that allow a live stream from Rumble to get to StreamYard, and that link does not allow the live chat to come to StreamYard. In order to get the live chat through StreamYard, you have to be an integrated destination, and Rumble and StreamYard are still working on that. I hope it will happen very quickly. Because, as everybody says, we do this so that not only is it just a panel of people talking or one person talking, the comments in the live chat are very important. Stephen did have a good idea. Take a part of the day and go do a 3-minute TikTok and leave it there. And I've thought about just doing short 3 minutes throughout the day. Probably will do that on Tuesdays and Thursdays to plug the broadcast and what we may be talking about. And, hey, maybe it's not worrying about the numbers growing. It's just worrying about making sure more people watch it, more people get a chance to come on and speak for themselves, and everybody's happy. Quoting J.J. McCartney, who used to do the J.J. McCartney show that was here on Facebook. It was over on YouTube. It was shared around other social media networks. We will win in the end because there are more of us than there are of them. We will win in the end because there are more of us than there are of them. And you can interpret that however you want. The Republicans, which there were more of, did in fact elect Donald Trump president of the United States, and no one's ever going to admit it in 2020. No one's ever going to admit it. We all know that, so heed the fact. So hopefully we will get Donald Trump elected. We will keep a Republican majority of the Congress, and we'll get things done one day at a time, and we'll make America great again. Anyway, I'm Dave Willivan. You're not. Thanks for watching. Double B's for Victory. This Boogie with a Bull broadcast is coming to an end. One more time, Double B's for Victory. This Boogie with a Bull broadcast is coming to an end.